was going to say, Buddy's always back, especially when there's pizza involved.
That's right. No, coffee.
He is a mooch to the mass, the umpteenth degree.
He likes his
He can't even eat it. He's 6 teeth. That's an exaggeration. It's 11 or something, but
but still.
It's not much of an exaggeration.
Not really. He's got the chompers. Not.
I'm not gonna do a theme song for this one because
Why?
it's. What do you mean why? Happy birthday to me.
You.
Happy birthday to me.
You.
And the podcast
That's right.
today.
Happy
2 years ago.
birthday, dinner at your place.
2 years ago from today, I released the Bean Queen episode. There's been more than 100 total episodes.
There's got to be way more than that.
Well, yeah, but hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do the pop mic. Don't just move that part.
Oh.
There you go.
Sorry.
Now you're fine.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
Happy
been-
birthday to you and the pod and
A little more in on that.
a little more in.
A little more in. There you go. So
How's
yeah,
that?
no, there's definitely been more than 100.
Yeah, because
have a-
wasn't it like a month ago I counted and you were at 95 dinner at your places and like, I don't know,
Yeah, there's
8 or 9, 10, 12 midnight
17.
snacks?
No, there's over 100 for sure, but I'm only really counting the interviews as like. I should probably start numbering the episodes. I think.
Oh my God, make it like an official podcast?
Hey.
No, you can do season 2 episode
No, I don't want to do seasons because the whole point.
year 2?
Nah, because the whole thing is that people always need to eat. It's a recurring.
That's true.
Continuing. The table is always open. The guest changes.
True.
And it's one long conversation in a way. So I don't want to be like, it's season 2.
Once you get a sponsor, we'll start seasoning.
No, I don't.
Seasoning. Ooh.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, wait, what could that become?
Oh, also, hi, Mom. Thanks for hanging out.
Hey, it's thank you for having me back.
Of course.
I feel like Ryan Ellington. I'm back again.
There's nobody else I'd rather celebrate my birthday with. Whether the actual one that I don't care about or the one that I do care about, which is this one. Because I created this. I did this.
See? You birthed it.
Exactly.
This is
You
your
birthed
baby.
me.
That's it.
And I've done nothing but just kind of hang around.
No,
You've
done.
got the, it's my son's day. Look at what I've created. So this for me is way more special.
It's
of,
my
like,
pod's day.
Yeah.
Look at what I created.
I thought about this. I committed to it, and now it's been
I remember
2
when you
years.
were talking to me about it. You were having dinner with a bunch of people.
I've had this want for a while, but there's just so many podcasts, and it's an oversaturated market already, and how the recurring conversation that we've had a ton of times on this episode of like, how do you sell just like good vibes?
I know. But
And also, like, again, another white dude with a podcast is a tough.
ho-hum.
Exactly. It's not exactly on the surface. It's not the best sell, but then it's like, oh, what's it about? And I I have a guest over, make their favorite meal from childhood. We talk about, and every time people are like, that's a really cool idea.
Well, it is, and if the conversation. I mean, sometimes, and this is no knock on you or the guest or the podcast, but sometimes it's like, what are they eating? What was it like? But the range of topics has been phenomenal.
Well, yeah, I mean,
just mental health, family issues, people people come in. It's like I said. What did I call this the first time? The chair of truth.
It's the chair of truth.
You sit here and it's like, oh my. But you're also, and this is where I get to be the proud mom. You're also a very good interviewer.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'll be listening. Back on Steve Street, and it's like, wow, that was a good question. And,
it always does make my heart feel a little warm when people are like in the middle of the episode, like before answering something, saying, "Wow, that was a really good question."
Yeah,
it's really cool when Liam Martin, who's
a professional
news anchor, after the episode said, "That was really well done. Nice job, man. That was good interview skills." I was like,
yes. You said, "Thanks, Liam."
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, for somebody who has no idea what they're doing, it certainly doesn't come off that way.
I think it's just it's what I've said every time is just listening. No, it's people are taking their time out of the day to come over here and have a conversation with me. And yes, sure. I'm exploiting them and their inner workings for content, but that doesn't mean I can't also listen and offer an ear and some advice if I can. I mean, look, I'm old now. As a 30-year-old man, I know things.
You sure do.
2 days ago at 29,
you knew nothing.
Yesterday,
it was
I've come out of Plato's cave. I've seen the light.
Open. That's it. You were like, oh my God. Have these baseball players always been here? No, that was wrong. What is it? When did these baseball players get here? That's it. Damn it.
Rest in peace to James Earl.
Can we do that twice? I know.
What a bummer.
Oh, Ray, they'll come.
People will come,
People
Ray.
will come, Ray.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is he really? It's not his body. It's just his voice.
Now, yeah, of course it's not his body. The character was burned in lava.
No, I mean like the actor. It's not even his. That's not James Earl Jones in that.
Well, yeah, they needed a white dude. After being charred from the lava.
No, even before that. Before he was charred from the lava.
Yeah, that was Anakin. What are you talking? It was Hayden Christensen.
No, I mean like the original.
James Earl Jones went full Sammy Sosa and went from white Hayden Christensen. He reversed Sammy Sosa himself.
I meant like the actor who portrayed Darth Vader was a super tall English dude.
Oh, like during all the lightsaber scenes?
During all of it.
So
they dubbed in James Earl Jones's voice.
Oh.
James Earl Jones was never on set for any of that. Uh-oh. Am I like ruining a childhood memory here?
No, but now that I'm thinking... No, I mean, I've never been crazy about Star Wars. I fell asleep during The Phantom Menace. After seeing a car accident.
Scenes. Wait, what? We saw a car accident?
On the way to...
Oh, that's right, we did.
Yeah, after seeing a wildly traumatic thing for anyone, but especially a child, I was like, I need a nap. And
you were great. You could nap anywhere.
I know. Shout out Jared. That skill is incredible, and I wish I still had it. But that was so funny the other day when we made that plan, and he was like, "All right, time to lock in," and just put his head down into the couch.
But first, and 5 minutes later, he was.
5 minutes later, he was up.
He popped right up, like, okay, let's go. I can go play 9 more holes of golf. Here I go.
54 and 3.
54 and 3. That was your birthday wish.
It was. I very cheesily texted him and was like, I don't need anything from you. I don't want anything from you. I just want you to hang out. We can play some golf, man. That's all I want. And
did you ever? Holy moly.
Did we ever? But how good was it to see him for you? I mean, you hadn't seen him in a dog's age. Literally.
Since...
Oh, well, no, you went to the show. Okay, you did go to that show.
He came up here when, not this past time I was here, but the time before. So a year ago?
Okay, so that was... Okay.
Before Greece.
Right,
when I came from
that was
Mother's Day?
I think that was the one then where you were like, oh my God, it's been so long.
Yep. Yeah. It's always good to see him.
Very lucky dude. Very grateful that at 10 years old, my older sister came home and said, find this kid named Jared tomorrow. I'm gonna bleep that for sure.
Wait, she did?
Yeah, you didn't. Oh, you didn't know this?
No.
She came home after hanging out. She went to Emma's house on the bus in Katona,
Okay.
and they were just okay. 10 at like 9:50. I said his full name,
Yes.
so I gotta.
Okay. Yes. We'll remember that. 9:50.
But yeah, she went to hang out with Emma, and they took the bus back, I guess, and he was on that bus route, of course, because he lived in Katona.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
Meg came home that night, and seriously, she said, Danny, you need to find this kid named Jared tomorrow. He's done an episode. You find this kid named Jared tomorrow and be his friend.
Really?
And I was like, okay, whatever. That's okay, Meg. Whatever you say.
Yeah,
You're my
right.
crazy big sister. You tell me to do stuff all the time. And then she got real serious and was like, no, listen to me. Find him.
I had no idea.
Become his friend. And I found him the next day and was like, hey, I think I'm supposed to find you.
I followed a
Are you-
star
yeah.
to the JJMS lunchroom, and
I was like, my sister Meg told me to find you. And he was like, oh, yeah, she told me the same thing about you.
oh my god,
And we were 10 years old.
wow,
That was 20 years ago.
that's insane.
72%. I think, wait, no, 33. Wait, how? Oh my God, I'm doing this so wrong now.
Don't look at me.
66% of my life. There
There
it
you go.
is.
Well, that's good. Wow.
1/3 or 2/3. There it is.
Wow. That was a lot of math right there. That was
Yeah, I was
that a
bopping all
lot.
over the place. Let me clean that up.
That was a lot of math. Well, now leave it in. That's all good.
2/3 of my life,
There we
which
go.
equates to 66%.
There we go.
Ha.
We got it. Nice job. Good save.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder what made her think that.
I think he was funny. I think that's what she said, that he told some story about a squirrel, I think it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's just a funny dude. And
Okay.
you know his energy. It's
I sure do. He is very funny.
it's very gravitating. You kind of it's the wind personified, as I've always said.
Anybody who makes me pull over on the side of the road
Yeah.
because I was laughing so hard I couldn't drive, deserves to be found.
Absolutely. So, that's just a cool thing that
Yeah.
as things change, people come and go, but one constant throughout everything has been
Yep.
my childhood best friend.
There you go.
And I was talking to him about it recently, like this comedy and all that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you watched me get funny. I had a really awesome set that he was there for, and some other friends were going to show up, but did not because life is busy, and I get that. Have I been doing this for 10 years now at this point? And
God, yes.
you'd think maybe at some point you'd be free and catch a show, especially if you've asked a million times. Sure. But honestly, that's water off the duck's back. There's always going to be another show.
Right.
But it's how we talked about before. You just have to acknowledge the fact that instead of like, oh man, these people aren't coming or supporting, why not? It's like, well, there's people who are.
Sure.
And it's the same thing with this. It's like, yeah, of course I want more people to listen and know about this.
Yeah, come on.
But I'm super grateful for everyone who does listen to this. And the numbers steadily grow. It's a little, it's not an avalanche or anything like that, but it's a couple snowflakes here and there.
That's it.
And
it all piles. Do we think
piles
Russia
up.
will let this episode air since we're not going with Elmore?
oh, probably, yeah.
Hey, Russia, how you doing?
USA.
USA.
But it's how Janelle said on her episode. It's Ahmed Barucha. It's taking the stairs. It's bringing a brick. It's I of course I want the avalanche, but honestly, I don't know if I'd be able to handle it. You know, that's it's a little scary.
Yeah.
The idea of like an overnight pop or whatever.
The overnight pop that, well, there's a lot of comedians who, I was thinking about this the other day. I think Joan Rivers was in her like late 40s or early 50s before she became famous. And I'm sure there's others that I can't think of right now.
But you used the F word. That's what my people always ask, like, do you want to be famous out of this? Like, no, I want to be a working comedian that has the ability to pay their bills with comedy, which I've done before, and it's awesome. But I can't do it now consistently without eating only ramen or whatever. Like, I could do it, but that sounds bad.
At the age of 30, you need to watch your blood pressure, and you can't only eat ramen anymore.
Right,
otherwise,
exactly. I'm an old man now.
That'll be.
I have to have prunes.
I mean, it's one thing if just you're taking Advil, but when you have to start getting the BP medication, that's
Yeah, and of course there's something romantic to like, I'm only eating peanut butter and jellies and ramen, but I I also like sunglasses.
And sneakers.
Yeah. So like,
that's true.
And
putting gas in your car.
Yeah, and and paying for the car that gets me to these shows.
That's
and it's so funny to see everybody that I went to high school with, or even college. They're all getting married now. They're all buying houses. They're all like planting their roots,
doing the thing.
Meanwhile, like my dream is, it's like, oh, that's awesome. You bought a house with your new husband. You've got a dog. Thinking about having a kid that's sick. What am I up to? I'm like trying to do comedy clubs in Ohio, Indiana,
and then they go, "Ooh, that sounds so cool."
Just random states. I'll go anywhere.
That's
it. And it's definitely a jarring contrast, but I've never wanted those things, so I can ride this till the wheels fall off and not want fame, fortune, and riches from telling jokes, because this is a privileged thing that those who have built an empire off of dick jokes.
Oh my God! Last night, a lot of those.
Yeah, and
not from Danny, of course, but let's to be clear, and that's not being a mom thing. That's just a brand of humor.
No, I did just call you a whore in front of strangers, though. That part.
But that was so funny.
That part was true.
That part was true, and that's what makes it funny.
The new stuff is fun.
That's what makes it funny. It's like, yeah, well, I mean, it's a conversation that we had, so
I'm just grateful that I have a support system around me that says go for it and means it and gets me back on those rails when the wheels get a little wobbly.
Sure.
I mean, like I was saying, it was really awesome to have that really great set, and talk to Jared afterwards and be like, dude, it's crazy. You watched me, lay this foundation. I mean, you were there 10 years ago when I was in Vermont at the Half Lounge.
Oh, that's right.
I miss the Half Lounge so much. That room was so cool. I miss a lot of those Vermont rooms. But, and he's, if he's been around, he's always going to catch the show. It's not like, oh, I'm sorry, man, I can't. Something came up. Like, no, this is what he's.
Yeah.
To showcase some of my friends ain't show up.
He's a good friend.
He's a great one. He's the best one.
Yeah, he's a good egg. We love him.
Yeah, and I always want to get him back. And every time I ask him to do an episode, he's like, I've done one. Let's It's cool.
I have nothing else to say.
I've said my piece.
I prefer to give my pearls of wisdom in drips and drabs, not all in one episode.
You liked Peter Martin last night
I did like Peter Martin last night.
from
He
the
was very
show?
funny. Yes, he was great.
He's great.
He was very funny.
He's very fun. He's a wonderful, wonderful comedian and friend who, on the outside, very brash, very like Boston, like he's gonna bust your balls or whatever. But the times I have like been caught in a snag or whatever, like earlier in the year when that whole annoyance was going on, he messaged me and was like, "What's happening? What they're wrong. I don't care. I don't even know what's happening. I'm on your side. Fuck them."
Yay, thank you.
Yeah. He's got a really funny, whenever I'm hosting, or rarely, of course, because as we said in the Ryan episode, Slick Rick always loved to put the Peter Martin spot in front of me. But
Yeah.
so it's usually whenever I'm hosting. Peter he's got a couple of go-tos for like you give it up for Danny, doesn't he? And then like insert light ribbing here. And my favorite one recently has been, doesn't he look like something you could get at Elton John's house in an auction? That little porcelain doll.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, no, it was a very eclectic show last night.
Hey, you're gonna get that when you have 9 people or whatever it was on a Wednesday
Sure.
lineup.
But a good crowd though too.
They were awesome.
Like I said last night.
I love Hideout, especially like, of course, Hideout on the weekends is great, but even Wednesday Hideout when they, kick that back up, pretty fun. Like right from the jump.
it's
And of course,
nice.
sometimes there's 10, 15 people or whatever, and it's a little quieter or not as energetic as it could be, but the people who are there are usually there for comedy and into it.
Yes, and
Maybe drank a little too much.
nobody at our table, but some of the patrons.
Oh, I don't know him. You could just make fun of him. I don't care.
He was
The other comics that you didn't like, maybe we won't name
We
them.
won't.
But
We won't name any of those people, but the crowd was great. And you found a birthday buddy.
I did. How weird was
That
that?
was so strange.
Yeah. Also, if you're a Boston comedian listening to this and you have some good material and you've been using a weird voice on stage, maybe don't use that voice.
use it,
But
trust
that's
Don't do it.
that's neither here nor there.
Or if you're going to use a weird voice, please don't make it a grating voice. I mean, if you have to, I'd even settle for a fake British accent. Callback.
I had a conversation with that person like 10 minutes before. That's not their voice.
No, I know.
No, I know
I
you
asked- I
asked.
think I
I
asked
know,
that,
but
yeah.
it's so strange.
Well, that's what I'm
that
saying. If you're going to use a voice, perhaps that's a grating, slightly high-pitched voice is not the one to use.
I always
She
find.
should try a different voice every time,
Oh, that's a good bit.
right?
That's fun. Switch the voice up every time.
Every single time, and people will go, "Wait, did I see that person before?"
Next time she walks on stage, she's like, "Wagwan! Hideout comedy, let's go, man!"
That would be so funny coming from her.
Exactly.
Oh my god, that would be that. I do like that. I'm not gonna lie, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's just not.
It was because part of me, the part of me that's like, oh, good for them. They're getting out there, showing the world that they. And then I was like, wait, maybe no. I think it's an act. I couldn't decide, so
Yeah.
I asked Jamie if the.
Nice.
I was like, is this person on the spectrum? Or and Jamie said, I don't think so. I think it's just... And I said, okay, then I'm reassessing my opinion.
Yeah, I was watching some special the other day, and some like nationally touring comedian was also doing a weird voice that they don't normally do if they're talking on a podcast or something like that. You know, I've done shows with this person.
Mm-hmm.
I know what they sound like off stage.
It's like they all want to be Pee Wee Herman all of a sudden.
It was weird. They were like doing that, like F is like hitting them so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So silly. Like that was basically the voice that kept coming back.
Interesting.
What's happening here?
No, I was definitely getting.
Why does this have only 1,200 views 2 days after you've released it?
It's definitely getting like Bobcat Goldthwait or Pee Wee Herman vibes. Like, okay, this maybe they're just like trying to find a persona that they want to go with, but
I'm still finding my persona of who is Danny. So
well, it's
we're all just looking.
That's it. You're only 30. You got time.
Yeah, in the midst of the I'm old joke, somebody was like, "You're only 30. This is the first time you've lived. You're learning." I was like, "Oh, I kind of like that.
It's very true."
This is the first time. Oh my god. Also, wait, I was going to start with this. The main character syndrome that DoorDash drivers and Uber Eats drivers have in, I'm sure, all cities, but I know it especially because I'm here in this city, is astounding.
Oh.
They just, first off, they throw the park anywhere button on, which is the hazards.
Yep.
And then just leave it in the middle of the street.
Yep.
And that destroys the flow of traffic.
Yep.
Then, like, what happened now when I went to pick up, I was just standing there patiently behind two customers who were there before me. Mm-hmm. The DoorDash drivers or whoever will just walk in, cut everybody, and just walk up to somebody and just hold their phone out until somebody from the restaurant approaches. Just like, "Excuse me,
DoorDash coming through.
I need food for the king. The king has requested pickup. I am here. All of these other peasants picking up their own food do not deserve your attention."
Oh my god.
Yeah, he just walked right by me. I literally was like, "Dude," and then he just kind of glanced at me and did the phone thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see your phone. I got one too. Here's my phone. Oh, I never heard of that. That's
It's
wow.
And the scooters also. You weren't with me. But when I was driving back, I had a green and was making a right, and a guy on a scooter decided he was a pedestrian at that point in time because they like to flip back and forth between I'm a vehicle and then, oh wait, it's a red light, now I'm a pedestrian.
Yeah. Yep.
So he just ran a red light.
Oh my god.
And he's in a scooter. I'm in a car. It's not a rock paper scissors. He wins.
No. Now, do you have them out here where once you're done, or like your timed ride is done, you just find them in random places on the sidewalk?
Oh, like the bird scooters?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, people just throw those wherever.
I always wonder how they get back to where they're supposed to be.
I also think Boston banned them.
Oh, that's good.
You can buy your own, but I don't think they have them to rent anymore.
Oh.
Because they were here for a little bit and they were everywhere, and now I feel like I haven't seen them in a while, but I still see people riding their own personal ones.
Right.
But the blue bikes, those are huge here. The rent-a-bikes that, it's like is either like pay for mile or you can get like a day Explorer pass. And they have racks all over the city. Oh. So I don't think you can do the same thing as with the scooters of just like, I'm done playing with this, and toddler throw it into the lawn.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
It's just... I think even if you wanted to do that, you could look to your right and realize, oh, there's a rack right there.
Yeah. I mean, you could, but... But yeah, that always amazes me because then I get the vision of, you know how sometimes you'll go to like a Target, and there's a Target actually out in North Hollywood that if you go like over the perimeter of the Target parking lot, the wheels lock.
Oh yeah, no, that's
and,
here too.
And you can't go anymore.
Yeah.
So then when I see the random scooter just laying, haphazardly anywhere, I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's like that Target wheel lock thing. You're like driving along, and then you get out of the range, and it's like it stops, and you get thrown over the handlebars, and you're laying in a heap on the ground, and it's like, stupid scooter, and you kick it and you walk away. That's kind of where my mind goes with that. When I see them, just I'm like, oh, sad little scooter. What happened?
And a trail of blood leaving away.
Yeah.
Someone had a tough.
That was
end
it. That was
to
a
their
tough dismount. That was a bad dismount.
All right, what time is it? The
I,
Metsies are starting soon. Oh, the Metsies did start already.
That's okay.
Tanner texted me.
We can. We've been doing well.
Oh my God! Wait.
What?
Shohei pulled the 50-50 off.
Ooh, did he?
Wow.
Did we have money on that with DraftKings or anything?
No. Holy crap.
Wow.
Shohei Ohtani becomes the first MLB player with 50 homers and 50 stolen bases in a season.
Wow. Good for him.
Oh my God, they're beating the Marlins 12. Oh, nope. After this home run, it's 14-3.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, Marlins.
50-50.
Wow.
My goodness.
Yeah, but the Dodgers always choke in the playoffs, so.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not. I don't think they're going to win the World Series because the Mets are gonna.
Yeah, they are. LFGM, let's go.
Do you remember?
Let's do it.
Do you remember Jenny?
Yeah, vaguely, yeah.
She's also a Mets fan.
Oh, very nice.
And at the beginning of the season, when they were 1-5, I think it was, we were talking about how bad the season was going. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, it probably can't get worse. And I was like, why would you say that? It's now going to get worse. What? And it got, for a little bit, got so much worse.
Oh,
the guy said that they were the worst team. He threw his glove into the stands. Some minor leaguer, what happened?
What was his name? I liked him too.
You liked him?
He was frustrated. I mean...
Yeah, but you can't say your team is the worst team.
Well, but then they had the closed door meeting after that, and whatever Francisco Lindor...
door meeting.
It was a players only meeting, and whatever Lindor said, they went on a tear shortly after that. So.
Oh yeah, here we go. Ready? I found it. It's only going to get worse. I said it can get so much worse.
Well, they were 10 games below.
She said they're 1-5. It really can't get much worse. I was like, what are you talking about? They can go 1-161.
There you go.
There's so much baseball left. This is the Mets we're talking about.
That's right. Anything's possible.
So that was April 4th, and then 4 days later, I sent her this news headline that says Mets minor league outfielder Anthony Baptist has been suspended for lying about his age/identity.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one.
I sent it to her. I was like, what did I tell you? It got so much worse, Jenny.
Whoops. But then it got so much better. And then it got worse. And then it got better. And then it's the Mets. Nothing is ever smooth sailing with the Mets. It's always a crapshoot. Personally, though, I was 0-3 for being at games this year. So.
Oh, you saw no wins?
I saw no wins. I saw 1 loss in Anaheim, 2 losses in San Diego, and then the games I was supposed to go to when they were at the Dodgers, I think was a 1-1 situation. So I would have been bad.
You're not allowed to go to the games.
Clearly. I blame the orange Converse. I think it might have been that, but now that I have the blue laces, I think for next year it'll be okay.
So think about that for a second. Max Savo is a massive Spurs fan.
Right.
he hasn't seen a Spurs win
His lifetime.
in like 15 years or something. Because he only gets to go to a game like once or twice
Yeah.
a year, if that. And so he hasn't seen them win.
It was
It's
yeah. The
so
second,
goddamn long.
The second game in San Diego was tough. It wasn't a happy thing.
So at least you've seen them win in
Oh,
general.
wait, no, I have that back. I have that backwards. It was 2 games in Anaheim and 1 in San Diego. The game in San Diego was amazing. We stayed at the Omni Hotel.
Oh, fun.
And they have a walkway bridge from the hotel right to the stadium, Petco Park. You literally walk.
Can you watch the game from the bridge?
No,
Oh, that'd be
no,
cool.
no. But
Hey, designers, get on that.
you can, you just literally you go up the escalator in the lobby. You get on like the second floor or whatever. You get to a gate. They check your bag and you scan your ticket.
Wow.
Technically, you're supposed to have your room key, but we had already handed our room key in. Luckily, I remembered what room number we were. So
Have you done? No, not to cut you off, but have you done the Arizona Diamondbacks?
Not yet. That's on the list.
Because can you watch a game from the pool?
Ooh,
That's pretty cool.
that'd be cool.
That would be interesting if you could get pool tickets.
Oh, I don't know.
I bet they're super expensive. But if you could watch a game from the pool,
Wow,
that's a fun bucket list item.
that'd be cool. Yeah, we still don't have enough vacation time yet, so that'll happen. It's on the
On the list.
It's on the.
Are you trying to do all 32 parks?
We would actually like to.
Fun. Do you have a little map of which ones you've done?
So far we've only done L.A., Anaheim, and San Diego, and City. We've done City.
You got to do them together also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, you've done Fenway multiple
I've
times.
done Fenway. I've been to
Chicago.
Philly.
Both Wrigley and White Sox.
We didn't go to a game at Wrigley though. We just stood outside it and looked at it.
Why do I feel like I've been to a game at Wrigley? Did I go with Julia?
Oh, maybe.
When I visited her?
You might have.
Huh.
I've been to Philly. I think
So if you've only been to 3, you guys have a lot of traveling
we
to
do. It's going to be fun. I mean, next year, hopefully, we can hit up San Francisco. Would be great. And if the A's go to Sacramento, that would be fun.
Oh, that's...
We're going to try and knock out the West Coast parks first.
You know what's
obviously.
interesting is that if people who have the 32 already, they completed their list, how do they feel about team relocations? Like the Oakland A's are moving out of the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Are they like, fuck?
Yeah, right. Oh my God, I went there and made friends with the rats, and now
God, now I've got 32, but they don't count anymore, so I gotta get them
I gotta go
in
someplace
Sacramento. I'm an
else.
86-year-old man on dialysis. I can't leave.
What about the Guardians? Does it count if you saw them when they were the Indians? Do you have to
Well,
go
it's
back?
the same stadium.
Okay.
So that's a team name, but I'm thinking team relocations, renames. If as long as they play the same stadium, I think this 86-year-old with dialysis theoretically.
He's not going anywhere. He'll just have to dream about it in his next life.
All right, I have a question before we wrap. How did this start? The Entenmann's crumb cake?
Oh, the
Because that's
Entenmann's
always
crumb
been
cake.
my birthday
Yeah,
treat of
well-
choice. I don't like cupcakes. I mean, I eat them now, but growing up, I didn't like cake, didn't like cupcakes.
In the beginning. I mean, like your very first birthday cake was from BJ's, and it was actually very good. It was a half a sheet cake with frosting, and I think it had like a dinosaur on it. Very,
Oh, yeah.
very fun. And then,
Danny and the dinosaur.
and then we moved on.
Wait, real quick. Was I a big dino kid?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, not at all. Nope.
Because we had Danny and the dinosaur, and
Well, I think I
remember
bought that just because it had the name Danny.
I remember
in it.
loving that book.
It was a great book.
But then if there was a sheet cake with dinos,
No,
I didn't know if I
I
was
think-
a dino kid.
No, that was actually Heidi Napolitano picked it up for us
Oh, fun.
because she had a BJ's membership. So she went and got it, and she was like, "Is this okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's great. Oh, whatever."
Kids love dinos.
Kids love dinos. Dino nuggets. And then when you were 2, I think I discovered the little tiny Carvel ice cream cakes at, like, say from age 2, 3, 4, maybe 5.
Okay.
And then I think for whatever reason, I just had a crumb cake in the house one day, and you really liked it. Which, I mean, for like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, I thought was interesting because it's,
It's not exactly
kind of a mature.
It's an old man
palate.
treat.
But you also like spaghetti with white clam sauce as a 2-year-old. So I mean, you were never the buttered pasta kid. You were like, give me the pasta with the clam sauce. So, and they used to have like the A&P.
Danny, you're turning 6. What do you want for
Basically.
for your dessert?
It's like, okay, Danny, your
I
birthday's
want
coming up.
crumb cake and black coffee.
What do you?
I've had a hard year.
That's it. But that's basically how it went because I guess we
First
had the
grade
little
really
round.
did me in.
You really, but it wasn't Mrs. Samuelson's fault. We had the little tiny round Carvel cakes that basically you could cut into 4 pieces, and it was great. And we did them for Meg for a while, so we did them for you. And then I guess, like you were 6, and I was like, well, I mean, you're 6 now. You should probably have a say in what goes on at the birthday celebration.
It's big of you because I think there's some people who are like, you're 16 now. You still don't get a say in your.
No.
You still don't get a say. I'm
And
blaming
then-
all of this.
And then, I mean, I don't remember what if you even brought in a birthday treat to class. If you did, I have no idea what that was.
I don't really remember bringing in.
I remember one year
stuff
Meg
and
wanted
going-
chocolate-covered strawberries. I was like, "Are you out of your mind?" No. She was in 4th grade. I'm like, "Meg, what do you want to bring in for chocolate-covered strawberries?" I was like, "No. No. I'm not doing chocolate-covered strawberries." No.
Sometimes you got to tell your kid no.
So that's it. Let's not get hit by lightning night. And so I asked you. But then trying to get the candles in an Entenmann's crumb cake is not easy. Because
I did not know that. I don't think you've ever said that.
it's not easy.
How so?
Well, first of all, you got to find space between the crumbs,
Okay.
and then it's not exactly even. So
sure, yeah,
like
that's
you
true.
could have candle tiltage, and it was always a crapshoot.
It does have the same texture as the chocolate chip cookies on Morgan Freeman's face.
So that was. I will need to find a chocolate pudding pie though. I have not, for the first time in 30 years, did not pre-game your birthday with the grilled cheese sandwich and the chocolate pudding pie.
Oh,
so-
you didn't have it this year?
No.
Oh, I apologize because that's on me because we
No.
had barbecue on Tuesday.
That please, it's not. It wasn't wasn't your fault.
I should. We'll definitely
Well,
get you a grilled
well, I'm
cheese.
sure
and
they
I
have
will make
chocolate
you a
pudding pie
grilled
at
cheese
Star
for sure.
Market.
They do, and
So-
I will make you the grilled cheese.
Oh well, that's kind of what I was hoping. Like, yay. Which is also ironic since that's the last thing I ate before you were born, and you are the grilled cheese master.
Yeah, but the other stuff too. I hate chocolate pudding pie and watermelon. Can't stand water. I don't like it. Flavor or just eating
I
it
could
straight
not
up.
eat enough watermelon. But it's ironic that you have watermelon growing behind the house.
I like that. They're fun. They got some fun stuff popping out every now and again.
Yeah.
I've seen peppers. I've seen tomatoes. There's a couple times I've seen watermelon, squash.
Oh, I could not eat enough watermelon when I was pregnant with you.
Weird. And I got enough.
I was
I got
just-
enough of it.
Give it all to me. Watermelon for you and steak for Meg. It was just
Weird, because now you don't do steak ever, right?
very rarely.
And
if I do-
rarely.
Ha! And it is how I like it. And if I am having it, it's a petite fillet because
And well, Nana was red, right?
Oh, she was like
mo-
wave it
still-
over the
yeah,
flame and
exactly.
call it cooked.
And, was
Just-
Granny the same? You shameless hussy.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of
You shameless
circle back
hussy
to that.
mother.
Yes, my son is calling me a whore in a joke, which is actually very funny. And
your grandmother's calling you a shameless hussy.
enjoyed hearing the story last night about how my grandmother called me a shameless hussy.
All because you were just making out with your high school
I was
boyfriend.
making out with my high school boyfriend in the backyard.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
Come on, Granny.
Well, different generation.
It's not like she showed her ankles.
Ankles were covered. But yeah. Yep, that was a shameless hussy. So there you go. Yay me. I mean, come on, I ended up marrying him, whatever.
Well, that's yeah, exactly. It all just a quick pause,
Put a
but it all ended
Put a
up.
little bow on that shameless hussy story.
Yeah.
Got that. I showed you.
You showed that dead woman.
That's right. Take that.
What would she be now? 112 or something?
No, she
Oh,
was
20
She
something,
was
yeah.
born in 1899, so she'd be 125.
It's crazy that she still made it though to 100.
No,
Like a couple days short,
99.
right?
She was going to be 100. She died in February. She would have been 100 the following October.
Okay. So she was like.
So she was like
Couple-
99
10, yeah.
in 4 months.
Yeah. Okay. Like 8ish month.
Yeah. So she.
Second. 10,
she-
yeah. Like
she
8ish
got-
months short.
She got close. Although in a fun, ironic twist, she was 62 when I was born.
Oh.
And I'm 62, so I find that fun.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now you get to. Now you're going into your granny years.
I am going into my granny.
Literally.
years. Yep.
You don't want to be granny though, right?
No, I do.
Oh, you've.
Granny. Oh yeah, I got dibs on granny years ago.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I was like, I don't care. I mean, other people can be granny too if they want, but
But you will be granny.
I called it first. That's right. I got it. I called it. So yep.
I'm
It's
so
gonna be,
excited for that.
Coming soon to a.
Yeah, the table will be growing
Yeah.
in just a couple of months.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm so excited for her.
It's gonna be very, very fun. So, yeah, they're gonna be good.
Well, they're also going to be bad
Sure.
as parents, and they're going to be great.
Yep.
And there's going to be times where they're not so great. Not unlike you and Pete.
That's right. I mean, that's not unlike any parent ever.
Yeah, it's how Alma and I were talking about too. Of you hit a certain point in your life and you realize, oh, my parents are just also trying their best.
Yes.
They're also just
Yeah.
humans
Yep.
who have existed longer than I have.
Yeah. And I think at some point, I think you have to reach a certain age where you're like, I can't really blame, my life being crappy on them anymore.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Personally, I think that age is like 30. But, some people think less, some people think more, but I'm like, yeah, 30. Anything after that, you can't be blaming them for stuff.
And as a 30-year-old, I can say pretty confidently, I blame you for everything.
I take full responsibility for everything.
No. You're awesome.
Good, bad, ugly. it's all my fault.
Slutty.
It's all my fault.
Good, bad, ugly, slutty. No, you're the coolest. I don't know a lot of people who... When we did our first one, Tanner texted me and was like, "It's so crazy you talk to your mom like that." I was like, I've been talking to her like that. She's been talking to me like that my whole life.
Pretty much.
I've called her Susan since I was like 12.
Yeah.
Maybe even before that. So, there's not a lot of parents who, A, treat their child like a cohort, like a contemporary, and B, there's not a ton. I love the beeping in the background.
I
for
know.
this.
I'm like, hopefully they're not going to crash into the house like that car the other day almost crashed into you at the outdoor restaurant. You and your hipster Tesla with your rap music.
You old woman. I would see. That's why I'm old now. I asked the guy to turn his music down. Turn that rap music down.
You turn that rap music down.
But there's not a lot
And
of
he
parents who support stand up because it's weird, or
They should.
podcasting stuff because it's weird. And I appreciate you, and I love you lots.
I love you
and
too.
thanks for being an awesome mom for 30 years of my life.
Well, you're very welcome. I certainly have tried. I certainly did not always succeed. But I tried.
That was for the birthday one. So for the podcast birthday,
Yes.
thanks to you guys. You also get the beeping in the background. This has been super cool, super fun to hear so many conversations of people that I, casually knew, and I've gotten so close with a lot of wonderful people from this, and people have messaged me saying, "Oh, this episode helped," or "That episode was awesome," and that's really cool. I appreciate every single one of you who has listened to an episode, whether it's one episode only or 10 or all of them from 2 years ago or till just this one. People always got to eat. So that's the cool thing about this, is that this is an evergreen theme. People will, until they make the pill that gives you all your calories, this will continue on wherever it may go. So keep hanging, hop off, join later, tell a friend. It doesn't matter because I'll be here. Making food, having conversations. Love you lots. See ya.